Great seeing you back for Devos here today. Again, all week, we're looking at this subject matter. Storms don't last forever. If you got a big problem going on right now, you got a battle raging, you're in a personal storm right now, this is for you. I want to let you know there is a blessing in the midst of your storm. Now let's look down here in Psalms 107, verse 28. And then they cried to the Lord in their trouble, and he delivered them from their distress. He made the storm to be still, and the waves of the sea were hushed. You know, I've pointed out some really good verses that are in the Bible this week. You know why? I'm a professional when it comes to being in horrible storms. Okay, so I can feel your pain. I want you, some of you need to take that verse, write this down, post it up somewhere so you can see it, because that's what God is going to do. I want to let you know your storm's not going to last forever. I just want you to hold on. I want you to hold on. I want you to believe that somehow, some way, there's some sort of blessing that's going to be in the midst of this storm. Just hold on. You know, I'm ashamed to tell this story, but years ago, when my older boys were just little guys, you know, maybe 6 years old and 8 years old, we were out in the ocean. Well, it was a private beach, and a storm came up really fast, but it was really fun. You had all these big waves and everything. So we continued, and then I thought to myself, the waves are getting a little big, and I thought, you know, I probably should get the boys out of the water. Well, they were little. Well, then all of a sudden, the weather just changed. The waves almost like doubled, and it was pulling us out into the ocean. And on top of that, there was a rope in the water. I have no idea why it was there. And here my one son got totally tied up and caught in the rope. And since the waves were pulling him one way, he was like locked in there, like he was all tied up. And I was horrified. Well, I worked for about 20 minutes trying to get him untied, and then the waves were coming in so high. When they'd come in, he'd go underwater. So I tried to make it a game. I go, okay, another big wave coming. Everybody hold their breath, and the three of us would hold our breath, and then we take a big gasp, and I was trying to untie him. I thought we were going to die. I'll tell you what, God just, all of a sudden, the rope just released. But you know, we have an amazing God. When you're in a storm, it's wonderful when you see God's miraculous hand. But I want to let you know, God has a blessing that's going to be in the storm. Now look with me in 1 Corinthians 10:31. So whether you eat or drink, or whether anything you do all for the glory of God. You say, oh, Pastor, that doesn't have anything to do with storms. Yes, it does. Everything you do in life, you give glory to God. When you're in the middle of a storm, you give glory to God. You thank God that there's going to be a good outcome, or that he's going to be glorified even in a bad situation. God likes to hear that, and God will bless you for that. There's always something that comes out of the storm. There's always something that comes out of the storm. And listen, when something bad comes along to you, a big test, big problem, there's always something that comes with it. God has a reason. He has a purpose. He wants to bless you. But you can miss out on it if you don't let him exercise you. Now, I know some of you, you like to exercise. You're like Pastor Jason. You know, he keeps himself all in good shape. And so, okay, in this way, you got to do. You got to exercise your muscles. I'm not doing a real good job at it right now. But, so when you exercise your muscle, you got to use heavy weight. So you got this heavy weight. You work the weight. And what does the weight do? It begins to tear your muscles a little bit. Now, that hurts. Okay, but that makes you grow larger muscles. Okay, well, the same way as your faith. Your faith won't grow until your faith is tested. Your faith won't grow until you're ripped a little bit, and that's done through storms and through suffering and through pain. Now look with me in Romans chapter 8, verse 18. For I consider that the sufferings of this present time, they're not worth comparing with the glory that's going to be revealed in us. Listen, you live for God. The suffering you're going through right now is not even to be compared to the beautiful, wonderful things and rewards that will come to you for living for the Lord. Listen, big storms create big captains. And they destroyed the little captains. When people are destroyed, they're not the captain of the ship, their own ships. They're not living for God. Listen, when you come out of this storm, you're not going to be the same person you were when you went in. And that's what the storm is all about. One last thing, your storm will not last forever, but you will.